go live?
Well, what the hell?
Go live. Here we go.
We're live.
We're live.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Oh, Quick Tech Solution is live.
And, oop, look. Learn Blue Iris is live. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining.
So, if you're not familiar with who the heck we are, I'm Joe from Learn Blue Iris.
I'm Tony from Quick Tech Solutions.
We are actually streaming to both of our channels. Tony's got a channel, Quick Tech Solutions L.L.C. Ashley is my moderator, and we'll probably put that in the chat, in my chat, and vice versa in Tony's chat. And we are going to build almost fully a computer for Blue Iris and to run Code Project AI, which is the AI that actually does the person and vehicle detection. We have some snacks. Tony's got a glass of wine.
But it's not Malbec tonight? Or is this is the Malbec? Mm-hmm. This is the Malbec. I stand corrected.
On the fifth glass of wine, it doesn't even matter what it is. I have... Yeah, we're not close to the mic, but I'll turn it up. We're sharing a dynamic microphone. See, right here. Pick your nose.
So why
check. There.
Why are we together though, Joe? You know,
Tony is up here visiting from North Carolina, and we're in Connecticut. He's in my basement studio.
I left 70-degree weather to come up to a nor'easter.
Yes, we're currently in a nor'easter. But our part of Connecticut didn't get a ton of snow. But other parts of Connecticut got 12 to 18 inches of snow. And Tony used to live in New Jersey, so he's aware of the snow, but he doesn't miss it. Oh, I also have grapes. And welcome Willie Heil.
Yep.
TVJ. Who's in your stream?
I have Practical IT, Jeremy Like, Doug Force from Forced Online, and David Grishko's here, TVJ's here. Yeah, Brian Coates is here. Thanks for joining.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man? What's going on?
And we also, Ashley, will be reading questions because we're going to be putting thermal paste all over Tony's ears. So, Ashley, you want to say hello?
Hello, everybody. Put your comments in the chat and hit that like button.
She's over there.
She's over there. There.
We should have had a camera ready to...
I know. We should have had the Ashley cam. But this is kind of an impromptu stream. We went to Micro Center yesterday. You want to tell where else we went? Or is that a surprise for your channel?
No. We can talk about it. We went to New York City. We stopped at the B&H brick and mortar store, and we made a field day out of.
We had a field day.
We had a field day at B&H and Micro Center, and I'm going to plug the video for Saturday if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just laughing at what Willie said.
I didn't say I'm not. We took a lot of footage yesterday from the tour to B&H and Micro Center, and Ashley's kind enough to be editing it together for me, and I'm going to be dropping it on my video Saturday. So look forward to that because I'm here pretty much for the week.
You're going to be dropping it on your video?
Did I say dropping it on my video? Dropping it on my channel. Strong Malbec. Dropping it on my channel on Saturday. So stay tuned for that. We had a lot of fun. B&H is just absolutely incredible. And being with this character, it made it even more fun.
Yes, there were Wacom tablets. Keith, if you're out there.
Yes.
So Ashley, do you want to read Willie's comment?
Sure. Willie says, Tony is so tan, he looks like he just dragged Joe out of the trunk of a 68 Olds.
So, yeah, I'm still sporting the Jamaica tan from January. Starting to fade though, so
you do look definitely tanner.
We went to the gym tonight.
Yeah, so if you don't know, I've been trying to exercise. I mean, there was a video 2 years ago on my last channel of me trying to exercise. That didn't work out so well. But now I actually am exercising.
No, I don't want to crunch in the mic. He looks fantastic. He's down 35 pounds.
Yeah, I lost
So
35
kudos.
pounds, but Tony gained 35 pounds of muscle. But while he's up here, he didn't miss a gym day. So I took Tony to my gym, and he bench pressed me, believe it or not. Which was awkward at the gym. Kind of a weird, experience to be
It's a
bench pressed.
weird feeling,
Yeah,
yeah.
squishy and yeah. But yeah, he totally outlifted me. Tony's. Do you tell your age online?
Yeah, go ahead.
61.
61.
I got it right. I was gonna make a joke there, but
You can. What would stop you now?
that's true. No, and I'm basically half Tony's age, but he can lift twice as much as me, so it all equals out. So I'm I can barely lift this Diet Coke to my face right now because my arms are so tired.
I feel like we're on Rowan and Martin's Laughing, and you probably are too young to remember that show.
I've never heard of Rowan and
But there are a few folks out in the audience that I'm sure know Rowan and Martin's Laughing.
Rowan and Martin,
Google it. Rowan and Martin's Laughing.
like rowing a boat.
Rowan, they're a comedy team.
Oh, okay.
From way back. Anyway. I told you, Joe, if you were going to do this with me tonight, we're going to have fun.
We may go all night. Because Tony's up here. I took a few days off of work. We went to a really cool tool store.
Yes.
Willie, you would love this. Actually, anybody who's in IT and plays with tools would love it. But do you want to talk about the tool store I took you to?
Oh, it was first of all, well, they had every brand.
Every brand.
But I'm a Milwaukee guy, and the Milwaukee aisle was Milwaukee heaven. But if you're a DeWalt guy, it was DeWalt heaven. If you were a Makita guy, it was Makita heaven. It was just phenomenal. And of course, I spent $500 at the tool store.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway.
So we went to B&H. Then we went to Micro Center. This is yesterday. And then we went to the tool store today. So, I see Keith said, lifted Joe. Yeah, Tony actually bench pressed me. With one hand. Believe it or not. He found someone else at the gym for the other hand. But they weren't quite as big, so uneven biceps. So, I guess to what we're actually talking about. Yes, we're guaranteed at least one Joe-approved unit. For those who don't know, there is a system of measure that I've never talked about publicly, only via text and chat. It's called the Joe-approved unit. You can go to joeapprovedunit.com if you want to learn more. Eventually, there will be rankings and goals and awards. Counters that we're going to build. We've commissioned artists and developers. So a Joe approved unit it's complicated.
Very complicated.
There's a lot that goes into it. You can add and subtract from your JAU, but in short, it's 1 hour of live streaming where you have to be on camera speaking. You can't put up a black screen and be silent. If your stream goes down, you lose time it's down.
You deduct.
We deduct. Yeah. The JAU. Willie says this feels like a sit down. Do I need my union rep? Yeah. Yes.
Get yourself a glass of bourbon, Willie.
Yes, Willie. You have. We'll send some bourbon your way. Ashley, before we talk about the computer stuff, because we actually are going to do something, not just do what was it called? Roanoke and Bob?
Rowan and Martin's Laughing.
Rowan and Martin's Laughing.
Yes.
Okay. Put it in the chat if you know what the heck Tony's talking about.
Is DJ Ware here?
Was it a talkie?
Keith should know. Keith, you should have heard of Rowan and Martin's Laughing.
Was it in color or black and white?
Color.
It was in color.
It was in color. Yes.
Kodachrome?
Who remembers?
Willie says he's 3 glasses in.
Joe approved live stream 1 hour. Lots of other requirements. Keith says. Jeremy says, "Are we going to get credit retroactively for earned JAUs?" David Grishko Would have been hilarious if Joe wore the JAU shirt.
Believe it or not, that was actually Photoshop, but I will have one made. But we should have Ashley be reading these.
Okay, yeah, Ashley, go ahead.
Yeah, JoeApprovedUnit.com, right?
I gotta look it up. I'll drop it in the chat.
Doug Force says, I know Rowan and Martin laughing. Thank you, Doug Force. and Keith says, yes, Goldie Hawn, absolutely. Okay.
You have to read the few from mine, Ashley.
Oh, my mic is on? Okay.
Yeah, your mic's been on.
So Jeremy had a question, and he wants to know, did you read Jeremy's question yet?
No.
Okay. Are you going to get credit retroactively for earning JAUs?
Retroactively? What do you mean? Like if you've streamed in the past? Well, for all your previous streams, no. It only going forward from its instantiation date.
Or inception date.
Inception date is the better. Yeah, that's the better way to do it. Which Bob Carpenter, who I don't see, is he in your stream? He's nowhere to be found. He's out selling Lenovo. Bob came up with the Joe approved unit, and at that moment it became a thing. It was conceived. By the midichlorians. You don't know that reference. See? I got you on that.
You got me on that one.
That's a Star Wars reference. Put that in the chat if you know it. And not Roanoke and Bob.
Hey.
Who knew it?
Practical IT also knew it, along with Keith Bennett and Doug Forrest online. So come
Goldie
on.
Hawn. Wow.
Do you even know who she is?
I've heard of her. Wikipedia.
Could I read a comment from Jeremy?
Do you want Ashley to read it for you?
Yeah, go ahead, Ashley. Read Jeremy's comment about Rowan and Martin's laughing.
I've heard of Rowan and Martin. Joe is just a baby. LOL. That one?
That one?
I'm just a baby.
Joe is just a
baby.
There
was a few other comments from Willie and others.
Yeah. So Willie is talking about being 3 glasses in himself. And he feels like you guys are the toys on Misfit Island.
We are?
All of you.
They're. It's because you don't know about the Joe approved unit? Is that why you feel like you're... This is a relatively new unit of measure. It's not like a Fathom or a Ream that's been around for a long time. This is the JAU is a new thing.
6 weeks old.
Haley is questioning Jay's choice of friends also, just so you're aware. And everyone is jealous of your B&H trip.
Yeah, B&H was amazing. I mean, I had been there before. Tony hadn't, even though Tony's from New Jersey and lived a lot closer, but...
Outstanding.
Did you say you got a lens?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you want to say you have a lens? Say you have a lens, Tony.
So you have a lens, Tony. No, I bought another lens while I was there for my second camera, my second angle camera. I have a Tokina 11-20 2.8 fixed lens on my main camera, which is an SL3. It's a Canon camera. It's not a high-end camera, but the lens actually does a nice job with that camera. And I have a second angle camera that I've added, another SL3, and I've been wanting to get another Tokina, the same lens, because I like the way it's working with the main camera. So we managed to pick one up. We found one yesterday. They have a whole used camera department at B&H, and I managed to pick up a great deal on a Tokina 11-20 2.8 fixed. So I'm psyched about that.
Yeah, it was a good time. I see Ryan Sharp is here. Welcome, Ryan. Good to see you, by the way. It's been a while.
Also, Cody is here.
Cody, welcome, Cody.
Welcome.
David Grishko. But I saw there was a question about B&H. Yes, there's one location of B&H in New York City, and that's where we were. So I live in Connecticut. Tony's in North Carolina, but he was up here for another reason in New Jersey. So we ended up being able to get to New York and then come to Connecticut for a few days.
Just to give you a little hint, if you haven't ever been to New York City to see B&H, it's between 34th and 33rd. It's a whole block, whatever, it's 34th and 33rd. Yeah. It's a whole block long. It's 2 levels. It's absolutely amazing. If you kind of want to see a little preview of the store, again, check out the video that's going to drop on Saturday on my channel.
Yeah. Tony did the gimbal thing, going through the store.
We got yelled at a few times.
We did get yelled at, and I see Willie mention the hats, beards, and locks, and yes, that is one of the people who yelled at Tony.
Yeah. They told us on the way in, yeah, no problem, and then we got yelled at by one of the employees.
Right.
So.
Right. Tony was going up and, filming people. No, and I saw Jeremy said that it won't flag for having both channels. We've done this a few times over the years, having both channels up.
Yep.
In fact, we had 4 at one point during the Tech Quartet back in the day.
Yep.
So.
Jeremy would also like to clarify that he wants retroactive credit since all the streams happening prior to the JAU coming up.
He won't. Unfortunately, it's our policy that we don't provide retroactive credit for streams prior to the inception of the JAU. Willie says you should have put on your Yakima. Is that how you say it? No, it's a yarmulke. He wrote it as Yakima.
He's 3 glasses in. Give him
he's
a
3
break.
glasses
Yeah,
in. That's right. Anyway, go ahead.
Ashley, would you just read David Grishko's comment on my channel? Because I've done exactly what he's talking about, and it's a great configuration and setup. Let me know how it goes, David.
Yeah, I mean, you guys could read your own chats, and then I'll jump in when you're covered in thermal paste. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You're reading them anyway, so might as well
You have
read
a
them
more
out loud.
pleasant voice.
Yes. So
Thank
David
you.
said, I just bought 2 PTZs and a controller for the church, both from B&H, installing this Saturday. PTZ Optics by any chance, David? What brand? And that's exactly the configuration I did in the church that I did last year, and it's working like a charm, so you'll be very happy.
Anything else on your?
Just that Keith heard the Takina 11-20 was a great lens. Yep, I'm happy with it, Keith.
When I heard about the Takina, first of all, I've never heard of the brand, but it feels like a good lens. I mean, it's like heavy lens.
I had Joe inspect it for me because that's his specialty. I've never bought a used lens before.
It was a 9 out of 10
So
on B&H. I see Keith asking the hats and beards. So Adorama and B&H are owned and were started by Hasidic Jewish people, the families that started it. So there, a lot of the staff are still like, and I don't know a lot about this, so if I'm saying something wrong, but they have certain facial hairstyles, beards, certain dress, and things like that. So you do see a lot of the Hasidic Jews in the store.
yes.
But those weren't the only employees. Back when I went, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, I think it was just, you had to be of that religious denomination.
Okay, so are we going to get to?
Yeah, I think we
wanna
should
get to
probably
the build?
Well, let's intro what we're talking about. So my channel, Learn Blue Iris, is about the security camera software Blue Iris, which runs on a PC. Now, Blue Iris, you can have up to 64 IP cameras, actually, or USB, any kind of cameras, really, even analog cameras. So I started a channel. Used to have an old channel. Started a channel. Excuse me. And my production Blue Iris PC, when I say production, the one that has all my cameras for my house. I have another PC that I do these videos for Blue Iris. But my production Blue Iris PC was starting to get very slow, and I want to add more cameras. So decided it was time to build a new PC. And additionally, Blue Iris now supports codeproject.ai. So if you're not familiar, it's an open source, basically AI. There's a model that's pre-trained in it. You can put custom models, you can put face detection, but it's pretty CPU/GPU intensive. So right now I have Blue Iris running on my computer, which is it's an older Dell Tower server that has a Xeon processor. It's doing okay, but especially I'm pushing the limits of the feature set of Blue Iris, so it's kind of choking a little, and I can't run CoProject on it at all. It's just not fast enough to run it. So I decided I wanted to build. Blue Iris runs better on Intel machines, Intel CPUs, and NVIDIA graphics with NVIDIA graphics cards, because you can take advantage of hardware acceleration that's built into the Blue Iris software. So the one thing I don't have, I'm going to show you what we have here for equipment in a second. But the one thing I don't have is the case, because I'm ordering an ATX rack mount case. Probably going to go with Silverstone. There's a couple brands that have I'm probably going to get a 4U rack mount case, and it's going to go into my network rack. That's going to be my Blue Iris machine. I'm going to retire the Xeon machine, and then I'll be able to run. Oh, so what I was saying is CoProject right now is actually running in the cloud. So I'm sending, every time there's motion on my Blue Iris, it's sending images out to an EC2 instance on AWS, processing it, and then coming back. So it's going out to the internet basically to do it, and I have to pay for that server. So if you break down the costs and the fact that I'd really like to have everything at home in my network rack, even though those of you who know me know I'm a cloud guy, I do enjoy doing the cloud stuff, and I do have some backup to the cloud. It makes sense to have it here. So I'll show off some of the gear we have. So we have a Asus Prime H770 Plus D4 motherboard. Tony's gonna get the heavy one because I can't even lift anything right now after going to the gym with him.
And we have the 1000 watt gold power supply because we're running the 3060 graphics card.
Yes.
So, and I'll let you talk about that in the processor, and then you'll understand why we went with the 1000 watt.
Yeah, so we're using the RTX 3060. So there's obviously faster cards out there. There's the 3060 Ti, 3070, 3080, and then there's the 4000 series, which just came out. But with the tensor cores that are in the 3000 series, I should be fine with what I'm looking to do with CoProject. And this was actually an open box deal, so I got a good deal on the graphics card. So we're going to try it out. You do have 2 weeks to return to Micro Center if for some reason it's not good. That's the only open box thing we got. I didn't get it. There were open box motherboards, but I decided not to go that route with open box motherboards. And then the real star of the show is the Intel Core i9 13900K. It is overclockable, which I'm not going to be doing. But this not B&H, Micro Center actually has the cheapest price on this right now. The cheapest price going. When they came out, let's see, MSRP, it says $730. Everywhere else, Best Buy, Amazon, they're $580. At B&H, they're $529 or $530 basically. So that's a good deal. So if you do need an i9, which I wouldn't normally go for this top end, like the i7 is $200 cheaper. The i7 13th gen, 13700K. But for the processing I'm doing, and what I want to do, I want to be able to add a bunch more PTZ cameras and have them running at very high resolutions and bit rates. I decided to go with the i9. It'll give me some flexibility in the future too. So, and if you're not a computer person, this is the best processor unless you get into server grade. That actually, I shouldn't say that. There is now the KS, the i9 13900KS, which is slightly better for a good chunk more money, but it's, from what I see, is not a big bang for your buck. So, but that just was released. These were released in the fall. And they've come down quite a bit in price. So it's kind of why I'm doing this now and not 4 or 5 months ago. Okay, let me just quickly go through the rest of, I just have a few more things and then we'll go back to the chat and Ashley can read. We have a PCIe 4.0 NVMe SSD. It's a 1 terabyte, 5,000 megabyte read and write. That's going to be for the OS. And then I have a Western Digital Purple drive. That's a surveillance drive. Do recommend using surveillance drives in computers that are using writing surveillance video, writing from cameras constantly. It's a different type of write than like a NAS would, where it's more spiky, which surveillance is lower write speeds, but constant write speeds. And we have a Ripjaw, G-Skill Ripjaws DDR4. We did go DDR4 because the motherboard is cheaper, the RAM is cheaper, and for Blue Iris and for Code Project, we're not going to really be utilizing the benefits and the faster memory of DDR5. It would be kind of negligible. Really, the CPU and GPU are the two things that are going to be most important. But these are 32 gigs. And then lastly, we did get a cooler because the i9 is a warm boy.
And it didn't decay, didn't come with a cooler.
No, it doesn't come with a cooler. If you get the non-K version, which is non-overclockable and slightly less out of the box performance, it does come with a tiny little cooler, but I would still get a cooler anyway. So we have the AK620 CPU cooler, which is kind of not a Be Quiet or a Noctua, but it should do the job. No RGB, except maybe in the graphics card, but no RGB. This is going into, like I said, a rack mount case that we'll probably never see. And I think that's, so we have some thermal paste here that I already had, so we'll squirt that over everything.
Did you order the case?
I did not order the case yet. That's a good question, Tony. Thank you for asking. You should take a sip of wine.
I'll take a chip, whatever.
These are made of sweet potatoes. These are hot fries that are made of, if you like hot fries, which I do, but these are the healthy version. Anyway, the reason why I didn't order the case yet is because I want to build the PC on top of the motherboard case and then measure to see how many rack units of a case I need. I think 4U is going to be okay. But with the power supply, with the cooler, and with the graphics card, I want to be sure before I order a case and have to return it, because it's a big pain in the rear to have a big case that you got to go return to Amazon. So anyway, let's take a pause and go through our chats. Actually, I'm going to turn Ashley's mic on, and Ashley, go ahead and read some questions.
Well, first of all, we have a super chat from Keith Bennett, and he said it's for Joe, your shoulder repair Tony's shoulder repair from lifting you.
Oh, that's very nice.
Thank you.
How's
Keith.
your shoulder feeling?
I'm good, Joe.
Keith owes, I've been ribbing Keith in his streams. Keith Bennett with Life's Journey Productions. We watch every Tuesday. Actually, he was on tonight, and we have a lot of fun during his streams, trying to keep him on his toes with his Wacom tablet.
But if you're interested in learning about live streaming and live streaming gear, definitely go check out Keith's channel.
Yes, in fact, he did a good intro today. If you're brand new to live streaming, the stream he just did was good, of all the components you might need. Next question, please.
Well, first of all, Willie...
Or comment.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on in two chats, but...
Yep.
Willie had mentioned that his contact form has a drop-down selection for Learn Blue Iris, and everything gets routed to you. So that has been put in the chat.
Awesome. Thanks, Willie.
Tony, you were answering some questions over there. Did you want to go over any of those?
Yeah, Ali was just asking some questions about different cameras and surveillance station software, and I was just giving him my feedback on that. He was asking about Unified cameras. Are they good? Are they expensive? And I was just letting him know that if he goes the Unify route, he's going to be locked into the Unify Protect ecosystem. He asked me about Reolink cameras. I used to use Reolink cameras. I had some compatibility issues with some OnVIF stuff, so I about a year ago, converted on Joe's recommendation to Amcrest cameras, and I've been happy with those ever since. I think he also asked about the surveillance station software, and since this is a Learn Blue Iris channel, I commented that I definitely use surveillance station. I know there's other creators in the chat that also use it and recommend it highly. But I am, after seeing some of the potential robustness of Blue Iris, I am definitely thinking about becoming a convert. So, yeah.
Hello to Alonzo Smith. Let's see anybody else join on my side. Thanks, Cody, for joining. Hey, Bob Carpenter. And yes, I won't eat or lick the thermal paste. Ryan Sharp says, how do you feel about the Skyhawk AI drives? They are also good. I have not, I personally don't, I use the Western Digital Purples, but a person I work with often uses lots of the Skyhawks and has never had an issue with them. So they're just, the surveillance drives are built well. Very few failures. In fact, I think Willie has said the same thing. So pick your poison.
Doug Force says he ran an older version of Blue Iris and it got pretty laggy, so he's interested to see how this build makes it perform. So I don't know if we're going to get that far tonight, but maybe you could speak about what we're going to be building, and since you have a lot of Blue Iris background, you could probably answer his question.
Yeah. I mean, this PC will be kind of overkill, to be honest. This is, I'm building this for future, a lot of future proofing, because I've had the PC that I've had in there running Blue Iris for, I don't know, 4 years or something. But I do have a video on lowering your CPU and GPU usage. There's things you could do, and actually the later versions of the software have done better, just on its own. But you could do things like limit decoding when you're on the screen. You could use substreams. There's a list of a bunch of things you could do to limit, especially if you're running it on a lower end machine. But if you have 3 or 4 cameras, even if you have like 10 cameras, you can get the CPU down pretty far. When you start to add the AI component to it, that's where it will start to eat up a good portion more of the PC. But for what I'm doing, which is about 10 to 12 cameras plus the Code Project AI, this will be perfect. I won't have any issues with that. Any other questions to read, Ashley?
I was busy putting everybody's channel in the chat.
So can I just mention, because I know Jeremy,
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy's here, just a plug on the Red Plus drives that I bought.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So Jeremy, I know you've been kind of keeping an eye out for a good deal on some NAS drives. I picked up over at Micro Center, right? It was Micro Center?
Yeah.
Micro Center.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago. 61 years old. Long time ago. I picked up 2 12 terabyte drives for $199 each, and that's the cheapest I've seen them in a long time. So if you're interested, Micro Center has them, and they're running that sale currently. So
Gotcha. And welcome, Sun NGO. Willie, your mic is really low, but then he says the gentleman on the right. Let's see. So the right, that's you, Tony. Probably you have to shoot into the mic. Yeah, normally we have this mic like right up here, and it's nice and clean. But we're sharing a mic, so it's a little bit lower, I guess. Oh, there's a little puppy.
hey, girl.
Brian Murray is in the chat too.
Who is that?
Brian Murray.
Hey, Brian Murray. Welcome. And if you're just joining the stream on either of our channels, this is Tony from Quick Tech Solutions L.L.C. He has a YouTube channel. I'm Joe from Learn Blue Iris. We are building a brand new Blue Iris PC today. We just went through the components. It's going to have an i9, and we are going to get started. I know it's we're an hour in. We haven't yet. But
No, we're half a JAU.
Didn't we start at 9:04?
No, 9:30.
Oh, that's right, 9:30. Okay, we were going to start at 9 o'clock.
Willie had asked what the advantages of the i9 is over the i7 in general.
The i7 13700K is basically the same as the i9 12900K, so the previous generation i9. And if you look at Passmark, which is like a CPU scoring system, I think the i7 gets about a 40,000-ish versus the i9 gets about a 60,000-ish score. So it's, it's a pretty decent jump, and I think it's what was it, 200 or 300 more for the i9. So
200, yeah.
yeah, but if you're building, if you're not trying to really future proof, you could do an i7. It's plenty powerful. In fact, Bob Carpenter is probably way more up on the CPU stuff than either of us.
So Keith says the i9, the one that you showed, the K, is the one he built. He has in the PC that he built, the one that he showed on his stream.
Oh,
Couple months
is
ago?
it the 13th gen? Because they say i9 all the way back,
Right.
to years ago, but there's like the 9900K, 10900K, so there's different versions.
Sean has a question, Joe. I'm gonna on my chat. I'm gonna direct it to you. Does
Yep.
Blue Iris have a CMS platform like Synology Surveillance Station does to manage multiple location systems from a central server?
They don't really right now. It's very individualized on the PC. There's not a great way to do that. I hope that someday they do. That would be kind of like how you could with Unify or like other platforms. You could sell it. It would make it easier to do consulting and management, like if you were going to offer it as a service where you could just go in and but no, there's really, at least that I'm aware of, there's not a great way where you could have multiple sites. With the sites I have, I usually just RDP. I'll use like zero tier. You can use Tailscale, one of these like newer type VPN kind of UDP hole punching solutions. That's how I get in, and then I'll just remote desktop because they're Windows PCs, so it's not terrible to remote desktop in. That is another thing that people do complain about with Blue Iris is, hey, I wish they would run on Linux. I also do, but what are you gonna do? Willie says check the signal. Just looks like we're still on air.
No, check Signal for a chat.
Oh, Signal. Oh, not the signal of our... Got it. Okay. Willie wants me to check Signal.
Also, Alonzo says Blue Iris versus the camera manufacturer NVR.
Well, Willie sending me very cool pictures. Willie, am I allowed to... Are we allowed to talk about it? There's this particular brand of cameras that Willie Howe... By the way, go check out Willie Howe's channel. Willie is like the network guru. These look really sleek, Willie. Are we allowed to talk about these? Yeah, I'm a big fan of Tailscale. There's a package. I know we're never going to get to this build, huh? There's a package for, if you use pfSense. I don't know about OpenSense. They probably have it too. But I have a pfSense Netgate box. And there's a package in pfSense for Tailscale. I had Tailscale sharing my basically multiple networks up and running on my pfSense in like a minute or two. Put in the key and then added a remote PC. So simple. I hadn't used Tailscale. I've been using zero tier for years. So Willie says we could talk about it tomorrow, or maybe he's doing a video on it tomorrow. Well, anyway, check out Willie's channel for video on a very cool looking brand you might know of, security camera. Check that out.
I almost faux pod. Hey, Willie should have said Xnay in the chat.
Can share tomorrow, Willie says. Zero tier for the win. So, okay. Let's see. Oh, was there another question? Oh, somebody, you read me a question about NVR versus...
Yeah, Alonzo says Blue Iris versus the camera manufacturer NVR.
Well, for one, there's pros and cons to everything, right? I mean, even like, Unify, Protect, and things. There's a time and a place and right tool for the right job, and all these cliches that everybody knows, right? Usually, the NVR from the camera manufacturer will be pretty basic. It will record the cameras. Maybe it'll give you an app that you can go on and watch the cameras on. Maybe it'll do some sort of AI or motion detection, or you can draw a zone, but pretty limited. But the benefits are, it's simple. It's a lot of times it's cheaper. You don't have to get a PC. You don't have to manage Windows. like a Windows instance and Windows updates. But it's limiting.
Blue Iris is like so granular though.
That's the part, is that if you want to do, I'll give you an example. When someone pulls in my driveway, I have a motion zone in Blue Iris that triggers. Have you heard it yet?
Yeah.
In here?
Someone's in the driveway. Someone's in the driveway.
So it triggers.
Yep.
If you've heard of MQTT, it's a protocol that it's used a lot of times in IoT. So Blue Iris sends an MQTT message to EMQX, I think it's called, which is the MQTT broker, which then Home Assistant, both of these are running on Docker. Home Assistant is also subscribed to, and Home Assistant plays an audio file of my voice saying there's someone in the driveway through the Sonos speakers in the house. And you haven't been down here, but it also flashes the light in my office.
I have not seen that.
So if I'm working, I hear someone's in the driveway, and then, we can prepare for the Amazon delivery that's inevitably coming. So
Jason's Lab is in the chat.
Yep.
Who
is Marquez Williams in Jason's Lab.
Nice to see you all. Thanks everybody for joining.
Marquez misses you, Joe.
Marquez, good to hear from you.
What do you say? We switch to the other cam and start the build?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. So,
Get some of the food out of the way.
what was that? Oh, okay. So, Tony, when was the last time you built a PC?
Around 2005, 2006. So this will be fun.
Really?
Yes, sir.
That was like what? Pentium 4?
You got to see how long it took us to, well, not took us, took Joseph here to make decisions on. We went back and, well, I keep saying we because I was there with you and we were discussing it, but to make decisions on the motherboard, on the processor, on the graphics card, we were in Microsoft about 3 hours?
Microsoft.
Micro Center. Micro Center.
Microsoft.
Yes. I got Microsoft on the brain. Micro Center. 3 hours at least?
Yes.
So.
Yes. Well, maybe not that long. But I've been thinking about this build for a very long time. It's a big chunk of money. I mean, this processor is $530 for a single processor. So, it's not a cheap build. But if you take the fact that I can use cameras that are $60, like Amcrest cameras,
Right.
and compare it to like Unify Protect, which the cameras are $300 or $400, and I have a single license on Blue Iris versus like if I do Synology Station, these are all good solutions, but I have to pay for license, So if you kind of, plus I'm paying for cloud to run Code Project right now, so if you kind of like run through all these scenarios.
So just as a reference point, everything we showed earlier roughly came to, just to give
Without the case, I think it was maybe $1,400.
Yeah, $1,400.
$1,400. The case will be about, with tax and everything, about $200 for the rack mount case. So you're talking like $1,600 for a pretty high end. I mean, really the only thing, you could get a better motherboard, but it's not really necessary for this build. And you could get one of the more modern graphics cards than the 3060. They go all the way up to 4090, which is like $2,000 or something. It's ridiculous. It's like,
Yep.
so, Bob Carpenter says, try buying a workstation CPU. That's expensive. Yeah. Let's see. First and last time I tried Zero Tier, I locked myself out of my Unraid server, Bob says. David says, I use Tailscale, a self-hosted head-scale node running on Linode, facilitating all the connections. Devices make WireGuard tunnels to each other. It works amazing. ACL support works too. Wow, you're really into the Tailscale. I'm not that deep yet. JAU officially started on February 20th. Good to know. Merch, JAU merch. Cool. All right. You good over there, Tony?
I'm good, Joe.
Oh, of course. I don't have I have scissors right here. Oops. Bumping into
You
things.
should go get one of your handy dandy
One of my special knives.
Milwaukee, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, you can't.
I know.
You can't show those on stream. You can't show anything fun. Oh, that's right. Let's switch cameras. So I do have a separate camera view, but we should probably get all these fries out.
That won't be in the.
These were there. Yeah. Oh, thank you, lovely assistant, Ashley. Let's switch to this view. So this is the motherboard. We're actually going to build this on top of the motherboard box itself. It looks maybe a little dark, Ashley. Would you mind just on that camera, just either bump up the ISO? Yeah, bump up the wherever that is on that camera. There you go.
I don't know what I changed. But
Did you change the aperture or the ISO?
it says 50 on the bottom instead of 80, so that's definitely not ISO.
It said 80? Oops. So we have some SATA cables. I guess that was all that was in there. Well, Tony, this is called a motherboard.
Thank you, Joe.
So what do we have? We have some little screws. These look like maybe standoffs. So some of this stuff we obviously won't use until we get the case.
Some extra mounting.
Oh yeah, we have to show it over here. We have the I/O panel. Whoops. Hard to get the light without the glare. Some documentation. And you might ask, well, are you concerned about static electricity? Yeah, but I'm not going to ground myself. So I think I have to pull this forward. Oh, you know what I could do is I could put us picture in picture, can't I? Keith, look at that. Is Keith still watching?
I think so.
That's a nice shot. Look at that.
Oh, that
Pretty components, huh?
Yeah.
So for those who don't mess around with PCs, you have your RAM goes here. There's 4 slots. Your CPU goes here. Your GPU usually goes closest to the CPU. And then you have, these are PCIe slots. And then you have other PCIe slots. And then under here, there's an M.2 for my little NVMe drive is going to go here. We have some power connections for CPU and for the motherboard, and SATA connections for hard drives. And then
It's actually a nice looking board.
yeah, it is. It's some of the crazier ones that are like $500 have RGB colors of it all over them, and there's a little
Got
bent,
a
isn't
lot
it?
of I/O
Yeah.
on the back too.
Yeah, and there's the I/O. What is it? Does it have? Oh, it's got an HDMI and a display port. Bunch of USBs. I think it was a 1 gig.
Willie.
What did Willie say? We are going to put this on an anti-static bag that it came in. What did Willie say? You can't read it?
You could, yeah, you could.
So turn on my mic and I'll just read stuff to you.
Okay, go ahead. I'll just keep it on.
So Catherine, I'm skipping Willie's. Catherine says, please tell me you use a non-K 13900 CPU.
No, it is the K version. We looked at the non-K, but there was only a $10 price difference. So just for really, if I ever needed to resell or something, the K is worth more. And supposedly the K out of the box, even if you're not overclocking, has a little bit more juice in it. But for $10 more, I was willing to take the bet.
I'm curious to why Catherine is saying that, though, did she have a bad experience? Let us know.
Yes. Exactly. So, I guess we can start with, how about we start with the RAM? You want to start with the RAM?
Yeah, sure.
Do we have any
I was
other
reading comments.
What do you use for an ATEM?
should be coming back.
Here we go. We should be back.
I think we're back. Sorry about that all. I hit the on-air button on the ATEM for a second to accidentally turn it off air, and then I couldn't turn it back on, so I had to reboot the ATEM. So whoever was asking me about the ATEM Mini Pro that I have, it probably needs a software update.
And Willie asked if their slots are every other, and it's the 2 and 4 configuration.
Yes, this board is
So.
2 and 4 for the dual channel. You do have to check your motherboard though to see, but in this case it's away from the CPU, which is the 2 and 4 slots. So, was there anything else, Ashley, before or while I open up the RAM?
No, that was pretty much it. Everybody was just kind of like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So Catherine responded and said the VRM on the board and the CPU are mismatched.
The VRM on the board?
The VRM on the board and the CPU are mismatched.
So it's not going to work? Is that what she's telling us? We're going to have to call our friend at Micro Center who sold us the board.
We're going to find out.
Yeah, you get to watch us fail. Ryan Sharp says it'll work.
It'll work, David Grishko says.
Bob Carpenter says, Joe tells me Ashley keeps him grounded. That's right. And Brian Murray said, so much PC for Blue Iris. Yes. It's really the AI, and it's the crazy stuff that I'm doing because I have a channel that I play with. Like, for example, I have Blue Iris re-encoding to MP4 and then shipping files off to S3 in AWS. And that re-encode of the video after like 4 gigs or a day takes a big chunk of CPU in addition to the code project.
Jay has a question. He says, sure. Is Blue Iris software DoD compliant?
Oh, I don't know. But I would probably guess no. I mean, I assume they have to go through a program to do that. And Blue Iris, while it's used in small to medium businesses, it's probably, since you can only have 64 cameras and it's not like you can't manage 12 systems and they have to run on Windows, it's probably not something that the DoD would necessarily use. But who knows? So Tony has not built a computer since 2005. Oh.
Willie says, has Blue Iris had a code audit?
I don't know that either. By the DoD? Probably not. It's a good question for them, though. It's a small development team, so I doubt it. If you're looking to use it at that level, you probably want to contact Blue Iris directly and see, see what certifications they have or whatnot. So you want to, here's the rip jaws we're going to put in. You want to make sure you hear the click. Generally, you want to try to rock, kind of like do one side at a time. It's hard to see the.
Want my glasses?
Yeah. Can I have your glasses, Tony?
It's gonna be hard on the board.
Let's see if we can hear the click. There we go.
There you go.
2 clicks. We'll do the other one. Click, click.
There you go.
Okay, nice and seated. All right, we're done. No, just kidding.
Willie says, Joe, you are Blue Iris. You are the contact.
Well, if I'm the contact, then I should make. I haven't made any money from. Well, I shouldn't say that. I do have a referral affiliate link that if you purchase a Blue Iris license, I do get a small commission if you click on the link in the description if you're buying Blue Iris. But other than that, I have no affiliation, and the money that they make both on yearly support and the license, other than the small percentage I get if somebody uses my link, I get none of. So if Blue Iris wants to give me a cut into their profits, then I can answer anything.
So we're about 2.5 minutes away from the JAU, but you do realize, based on your criteria, we have to deduct from when we restarted the ATEM?
Yes, I do. I do realize that.
I just thought I'd mention that to you.
I do realize that.
Because Bob Carpenter and Jay have it already calculated.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, I do. And unfortunately, we had like 20 people in here, but when we lost the stream, we lost some people. So sorry about that, everybody. You'll have to catch it on the replay. So this is where the CPU goes.
Gee, Joe, thanks.
There's usually a little
Arrow,
triangle
yeah.
or arrow. I'll see you watch these videos. Yeah, you can see us in the top right. I guess we can come back while we open this. We can cut back to this. How do you open this, Tony?
Willie's leaving. He says, love you guys. Peace out. Bedtime.
Love you too, Willie.
Peace
Talk
out,
tomorrow.
Will.
Hopefully we'll hear about those cameras.
Bedtime.
Now, what time is it even?
10:32.
10:32 Eastern. Oh, so for Keith, it's early. Keith's like just got back from his walk. He was hugging the tree. Look at this. Look at this packaging. Oh,
A little Apple-esque.
yeah. What's in here?
Jay wants to know what the total cost was for this PC.
The total cost? It's going to be about $1,600 with the case. Which isn't bad, considering this is the top-of-the-line CPU. And it's going to be running all my cameras and the AI for it. Without the case is about $200, so it's like $1,400. I did get the graphics card for discount because it was about $50 off because it was open box. but it looked like it was brand new. So
Bob says that
Pull
Joe's
a
going to
Linus.
pull a Linus. Please don't.
oh, dropping things, breaking things.
So I'm curious to see your thermal paste technique
Oh yes,
because there's, various.
I am going to attempt to draw your face in thermal paste. So this is what it comes in. Look at this. It's like a waffle. Ashley's looking. Where's the drum roll or ta-da or anything here?
Ta-da!
Thank you. Oh, I have your mic on still, Ashley, by the way.
I know.
Look at that. So this tiny little chip. This tiny little chip right here. I should probably hold it in. It's $530. Make sure it's the right model for all that money, huh?
Want to switch cameras?
Yeah, I should. I just wanted to take a look and take a look-see. What do you see there?
Looking for the arrow, the triangle. Did you find it?
No. No, I didn't find the triangle. Total cost, pulling Linus. Bob Carpenter says, crafts with Joe. I've been very curious about what's Joe's take on thermal paste is. It's a picture of Tony. I draw Tony every time I do a CPU with the thermal paste.
Am I the only one here trying to figure you out?
No, I think that's the whole reason why people are subscribed.
So
I think Catherine's saying it's not going to work.
it's like running an AMD 5950 on the most basic AMD board. A520, just because you can does not mean it is a good idea. And according to Jason, we only have two ways that this will fit in.
So like, I guess you go to the other one. So like this, right?
The lettering on the CPU goes parallel to the top of the board.
Okay. Parallel to the top of the board. Uh-oh. Ashley's leaving. It's heavy. You want to feel it? Here, let me put it back in so you can feel it.
Ooh, that is.
Yeah.
It's got some weight to that.
Yeah, some heft. Oh, I don't have you on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has really got some substance.
It's got some heft.
So, but I did bench press you, so.
That's what she said. Oh, and Bob says, wait until you see a Threadripper Pro or Epic. The die carrier is the size of a credit card. I've seen those only on TV. Oh. Jeremy's sending me a picture of... You have an i9 13900K? I didn't know Jeremy had that.
I didn't either.
Jeremy, you're holding out on us.
I'm getting viewers back, are you?
No, they're all going to your channel. Okay, so I think it's this way, right? Let's see. Does it drop in?
Did you switch?
No, I didn't switch cameras.
There you go.
Oh, I dropped it. That's the right way?
Well, it's only going to go that way or the other way.
Does that way look right to people?
What do you think, Jason?
Is that right? Let's see if we can scare people with it falling out. It feels like it's in. Is it in, Tony?
Jason says he has it right. Where's the fireworks?
Oh, I don't have fireworks.
Confetti?
Keith, I'm going to need that 1-hour consult to learn how to do the fireworks.
Jason says nailed it on the first try.
You like that? Okay, now we got to do that. Oh, you know what? With the cooler, I think we can leave this on with the cooler. But we'll lock this down here. Okay, the CPU's in. guess I could put us back on the screen.
Jeremy said the processor was a gift, but he doesn't have the board memory or graphics card yet for it. Nice gift though, Jeremy.
I could have just bought that from you, Jeremy. I'm sure you would have given me a good deal. Or I could sell you all the other components. I'll return the processor. Okay, so before we get into the thermal paste situation, oh, I need a screwdriver. Where's my ratcheting screwdriver? Ashley, would you be so kind as to get me my non-Linus Tech Tips ratcheting screwdriver? It's in the front of my backpack upstairs. It's the red Mega Pro.
So far, so good.
So does Joe lose points if this doesn't work? No. Since Joe makes the rules.
Who said that? Who asked that? TVJ?
Yeah,
That's fun.
that is a nice gift.
Yep.
So while she gets that,
Open up the cooler. Let's take a
open
look.
up the cooler. Actually, why don't you open up the cooler?
Why don't I open up the cooler?
There you go, Tony.
There you go, Tony. Dude, thanks, Joe. I kept asking Joe earlier today, you sure you want to do this together? I mean, what am I going to do here? Just sit here and be your Vanna White? And I guess
You make it much more interesting. Oh, sorry about the
There we
noise.
go.
Yeah, I can see it popping. Bob, you can weigh in on some of the JAU. You're part of the oversight committee of the JAU.
Little tape. There we go.
Look at that. This is nice to have her little break.
Joe was about to fall asleep at 8:45.
Oh, going to the gym with you, Tony. I was freaking tired.
Look at this.
It's not in there?
Holy crap, look at this thing.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so some of you may know Linus Tech Tips. And Linus is a computer builder, YouTuber, 15 million people. And he purchased a license to the Mega Pro. Mega Pro is a...
You get everything you need.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Mega Pro is a Canadian maker of tools. They used some of what's in here, and then they also...
Look at this.
Yeah, you like that.
What a beast.
But the Linus screwdriver so has some of what's in the Mega Pro. But I bought the Mega Pro because it was like $35. And Linus's was, I don't know, 70 or 80 plus another $15 or $20 in shipping. And this thing works great. Nice ratcheting, ratchets both ways. Has bit storage here. But most importantly,
Wild.
it's got magnetic in here. Trying to figure out if a magic smoke release increases or decreases the JAU factor. Was the holding Tony's water bottle too heavy? Oh, from the gym.
Oh,
You should see Tony's water bottle. You have any in yours?
here.
Oh, wow, this is heavy.
Right?
Yeah. I like that the fans are already on it. So I've installed recently a Be Quiet version,
Yeah.
not this kind of no-name version. And you had to put the fans all on. It was kind of a pain.
That is one nice unit considering the price, right?
Yeah, this was only...
Let's see if they can guess what the price is.
How much was this?
How much was this unit?
What brand is it even? I don't even know what it is.
Deep Cool. AK620.
The Deep Cool AK620.
Jason might know.
And RDS II64, welcome. My Blue Iris install runs on an R720 XD and runs very well. I actually have, is it an R710 or R720? And it will run, because usually those have, does it have dual Xeons RDS? I have one of those.
So
But-
Bob's
okay.
saying 39 Freedom dollars. Jeremy's saying $80. Neither.
What was it? 65?
64.
64.99?
Yep.
Yeah, not bad.
So
59.99. Keith says over here. You were the
Oh.
closest, Keith.
Keith, you win. We should just automatically give you a JAU for that.
For those who want to get a closer look of the cooler here. Oops. With the fan, there's a fan in the center and a fan on the side, and then we are going to remove before installation. This is going to go here, like this. Yeah.
So Catherine
Like
says
this.
the Deep Cool AK620 is not the cooler for this build. I hope it works. Well, we were kind of going on the recommendation of our sales guy, which seemed pretty knowledgeable, I thought.
Yeah, he pulled up. Well, first of all, keep in mind we're not gaming with this,
Right.
so the CPU is not going to be steadily at even 80%, but definitely not 100%. It's going to be spiky traffic. So we're not water cooling or getting into any of that. And I'll be monitoring the CPU temperatures, but really it's trying to do a budget build while having a high-end CPU. Ratso Snacks, Keith says. Brian Murray, I run 10 cam Blue Iris setup on an old office PC stuffed in a 2U rack chassis. Works great. We should return all this. No, like I was saying, I do some crazy stuff with Blue Iris, and I want to be able to do more. I plan to add several more cameras.
RDS says my Blue Iris install runs on an R720 XD and runs very well.
I read that
Just
and
kidding.
answered it. But thank you.
I missed that.
Vanna White. I do not like the sales guy, Catherine says.
You know, it's interesting because I'm thinking if David was here, because David is a big fan of Micro Centers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was Micro Center.
And this was Micro Center, and David speaks very highly of the knowledge of the salespeople.
Yeah.
So, I honestly thought he was very helpful. So.
No, and one of the things, because I did question whether I needed to, let's come back to this. I did question whether we needed to go with something that was beefier. And we actually pulled up on the site what was the metric? There's a metric of how much heat needs to be dissipated. And we compared it with the i9 13900K versus what this can do, and it was within the range of what this could do. So we did that live there. Now, whether that's true, we'll monitor the temperature of the CPU, and if we're getting throttled, then we may have to go with a different cooler. But we'll see.
Bob is asking what are the watts?
It's a 1,000-watt power supply.
Yeah.
Yep. But we shouldn't be using 1,000 watts. That CPU will keep your basement warm. Yeah, these do run hot. The 13900Ks run hot, for sure. For sure. So I think this is the way to do this properly, is to have this fan over the RAM versus like this, because it's going to hit the graphics card.
Right.
If we do that. So this would be the way. This is the way. So we can take the paper off. Let's come back to this. Did you have something?
Nope.
Watts, joules, BTUs, all the same. CFM. Was that the CFM? Airflow?
Airflow, usually front to back. Which way do the fans work? Push or pull?
I guess we should look in the directions. Oh, they're in this box. Here you go, Tony.
Here you go, Tony.
Oh, we have to put, you know what we have to do? We have to put the back plate on this before we get any further. On the bottom of the motherboard.
You need this?
What do you want to know?
The, oh, did you post the cooler?
Yeah. I have the specs up.
There you go. This goes onto the back on the bottom of the motherboard.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cooler screws
Or
into this. Yeah. But what I would like to know is the
here's those.
Jason
fan
says, look on the side of the fans. It will show airflow with arrows.
Okay.
Yeah, this manual is not that helpful, but
Okay, there it shows an up arrow.
does it?
Shows it like this.
Okay.
That's a good tip. It's on the fans.
Look at the size of fans it will show you.
So what was
Thank
the
you,
recommend?
Jason.
What was the recommendation to put the fans which way?
It will show airflow, and Bob is saying airflow usually front to back. Which way do the fans work, push or pull? So the air is going in the front where the finger is out the back.
So this is in.
And out to here.
Okay, no, that makes sense. 'Cause-
Fans over the ram, like you had it.
Oh yeah, okay. That's like this.
Yep.
Like this. Okay, cool. So we're good. So we need to gently flip this over. I guess we should have done this before the RAM. That would have made sense, right?
You
have
sure
your
you don't
little.
want to show them this?
Oh yeah, I know I do. I forgot to. Do you have that little diagram?
Yes.
Just to make sure we're using the right screws here. LGA 1700. Okay. So this goes under, and then it's these, I think, right here. Yeah, these right here. I think. Is it these? Did it go through? Oh, no. No, these are going through. Oh, those go on the other side. This screws onto this.
Yep.
I'm not showing it properly here. This goes like this, and then on the other side, this is gonna go like this. At least I think. LGA 1700. That looks right.
You were hoping to get a 2U rack, a 2U.
Oh no, yeah, I knew that was
Yeah.
was out of the
Look
question.
at the size of this beast. Spin it. No.
I thought I just said it spun.
There you go.
No, it's not in the
No,
other
it's
side.
not. Nope. They're not lining up.
See what these cheap motherboards Catherine's talking about? Oh, do they? You know what? These, I think these might slide. Do they slide?
Hang tight, folks.
Stand by, stand by. We're looking at the directions like good soldiers here.
What do you guys say all the time? Doing it live? Do they move? Do they adjust?
I don't know.
Goes the same way as the bottom bracket does, same orientation.
Okay, that would be like this. But the holes are not lining up.
Right.
I don't know if it's easy to see on the camera.
That is so strange.
It is. I mean, just for...
That's why I thought when you flipped it, but it's worse.
Yeah.
Not even close.
None of these are close. That's really weird. Same orientation. So why? So it really, whoops. It really should be this way.
You're off by like 1/8 of an inch. The holes in the...
Yeah. But how many millimeters? What if, so if I go in... No, it's definitely on. These must move, these little end pieces.
Let me see. While you're...
Tony's going to put his glasses on. Let's see.
They look like they move, but they aren't budging.
They do look like they move, don't they?
Yeah. That is so weird. Not even close.
It's weird.
See, those two go in. Spacing this way is good. It's just not hitting the others. Weird. Let me see that.
I guess that's what you get for getting a $65 cooler. Is that where we're at?
The screws move. They slide, Jason says.
Jason says they slide.
We tried. We're trying.
Oh,
Did you get it?
I got one to pop.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go. Jason to the rescue. Let's see. There you go. Look at that.
hey!
Yay.
Actually, it's got to go this way.
Nailed it, Jason. Right back at you.
Somebody send Jason a super chat. I win a cookie again, he says.
What did Jeremy say?
It's a race. While you're building, I've recorded a video and put together a thumbnail. What did he say?
Let's
Get it before you guys hit post. Oh, before we post it?
Oh my
Yes, they
God.
slide depending on the socket. Thank you, Catherine.
We kind of figured as much, but we couldn't move them.
All right. Oh, I guess we didn't show this.
Did I work you out that hard that neither one of us have the strength to move them?
I hope you're all having a good time out there. We certainly are here.
All right.
It's a fun time. Two friends get to hang out together. Okay, now we have to hold this thing on. We have to put these on.
And then you got those braces.
It's like, yeah, those go on top of that. First, we can get these on. Where's the other one? You good? Yeah. Let's do this. Ashley, it's up to you to. If somebody's saying something.
Okay, I'm going back and forth
there's
between the
different
chat
sizes.
and
You sure
editing
you're using the
Tony's
right size?
video.
The smaller ones, same format. No, never mind. Scratch that.
Jeremy wants to know. Jeremy says this is a hoot. What are the rules for the Joe and Tony drinking game?
You drink as much as you possibly can, and then you try to break very expensive CPU parts. I mean, computer parts. So if you have computer parts lying around, which you do, Jeremy, I know you have a couple of servers, and you have an i9.
Actually, Joe, you're behaving. You have a Diet Coke.
I have a Diet Coke.
Joe's behaving.
I might need another Diet Coke soon.
Just say when.
That's my big extravagant thing I drink. Anything else in the chat, Ashley?
Bob added that you have to film it when you play the game.
Yeah, I think he's referring to Jeremy's server bill.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Okay. So, these are for Intel and these are for AMD. So we should be able to. This should go like this.
Yep.
This should go like this. And then this is going to, I know I haven't fastened them, but.
I was right. Bob says film the drinking game.
Oh, no, wait. These actually must go the other way.
Allie says every IT person loves soft drinks.
Soft drinks. This must go this way so that you can have these go on top.
Remember, fans
And
to the
go-
rim.
Yeah, and go on top of there.
Catherine says, drink as much as you can, then assemble a dual CPU Epic server.
I would love to have an Epic server. Have you seen those? Those are they're like data center servers, basically.
No.
Like Like this has, I don't know, 16 cores or something.
Right.
They have like 120 cores or something.
Jeremy says, I have way too many computers around. I need to find a way to downsize. What do they say? The first step in getting help is admitting you have a problem.
Yes.
Jeremy said, not Jeremy, Jason says, back in 15 minutes, need a quick shower, just got home from work, doing computer cleaning at a Ford dealership. Oh, we'll probably be right where you left us, Jason.
We might need you to, where's that? Let me just make sure I'm using the right.
Keith Bennett said, lots of fun, gotta go. Sure is cool to see you guys hanging out. Fun build. We'll finish later. Need to take Ratso for his walk.
Thanks, Keith.
Thanks for showing up, Keith. Appreciate it.
Is that the right brackets?
Yeah, we're good so far. Let's see the next page.
Ryan says, drink as much as you can, then accidentally spill said drink all over your hardware. That's Tony's biggest fear.
Yep. Never put liquid near computer equipment.
So now we're putting the
Fastening the
fasteners on top of the fastener. And it's fascinating.
fascinating.
So what's everybody else doing tonight? I know it's a school night.
We're at 1.5 JAUs.
And how many people have actually built a computer in the last 10 years? Who's in the chat? Like, from scratch, not modifying an existing, from scratch. How many people? I'm curious. I haven't built a lot. I've probably built, I don't know, 5.
So, Joe, when you come down in May
Yes.
and we build mine,
Yes.
we're going to zip through it. Because
If we build the same
we're
one.
figuring it. Yeah, we're going to build the same one.
See, this is part of the problem is I just built an Intel machine, but I used a different cooler,
Right.
a different motherboard,
Right.
and then before that, it was an AMD, and that's a whole different setup too. Different socket.
So you're going to use your handy dandy screwdriver and not the one that came with the kit.
No, you're right. But I was going to go to the M2, but I forgot that I need to tighten these.
Yeah.
Where is that little screwdriver?
Right here.
Ryan says, me, way too many.
What?
Ryan says he's built too many computers.
Ryan builds too many. Ryan says, listen to that wind outside.
Brian, are you local?
Oh, Brian, I think I remember you. You're local, right? I think Brian's local. Yeah, it is. It's kind of windy and nasty out.
It's still snowing. It's snowing harder than it was earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it?
It's the driveway's covered now.
Oh, great. Zippity doo dah. This is just a.
Phillips.
I could have used my ratcheting screwdriver.
I know you could.
That I gave a whole soliloquy. Yeah. All right, I think we're good there.
Just a nice, good hand tighten.
But I am going to use it for the M.2. That's the next thing we're going to do.
Okay.
That's the next thing we're going to do. Let's see if I can find it. The scissors over there?
Yes, sir.
Brian says he's on the shore. Ryan says he's near Willie and drives by his house every commute.
You do? Can we give you some tomatoes? No. We love Willie.
Jay built one at the beginning of COVID. I think Catherine built one too.
You got to speak to the mic.
Marquez says, I'm sad now. Joe remembers Brian, not me.
I remember you. We were on Zoom calls, Marquez. Lots of Zoom calls. You had a server in your living room. My wife won't let me put a server in my living room.
No.
Question, is there any particular reason why you went with the Crucial, or was it just strictly price?
It was on sale.
Okay, strictly price.
I mean, it's a name brand.
Yes, I was just curious.
Some things I do care about name brand. I didn't necessarily care about as much about. I mean, the motherboard's name brand. It's not a higher end motherboard,
Right.
And the cooler, it's not really name brand.
Did you get 1 terabyte or 500?
1 terabyte?
1 terabyte.
I think. So this is the. Look how small this is. 1 terabyte in this little. Whatever the Micro Center guy said, that's what he chose.
Who said that?
Ryan Sharp.
Oh.
Catherine wants to know what NVMe the Micro Center guy sold you.
It is a Crucial P3 Plus PCIe 4 M2 2280. It is PCIe. We did have the conversation about 3 versus 4. I see Bob said PCIe 3, and this one is, and it can do 5,000 megabytes per second. TVJ says my laptop is dying. Got to change computers.
Allie says, what type of storage can you use with Blue Iris for 50 cameras?
I would suggest a surveillance hard drive. Even with 50 cameras, you're not going to hit the write capacity, like per second, of spinning disk hard drives. So you should be good. You'd probably want to make sure you have quite a large drive.
I was thinking, I think that's what he's asking.
Oh,
is
okay.
Capacity.
Yeah. You'd probably want to... A lot of times with large deployments like that, you have a drive that the initial clips get written to, and then in Blue Iris there's a function to move to another drive. So you might have a large Western Digital Purple drive, for example, like let's say you write all your clips to an 8 terabyte Western Digital Purple, then you move all of that every hour to
A NAS, let's say.
Yeah, a NAS or to another drive in the computer. That way you can keep, because you want the footage. It's a function of how long you keep the footage. If you want to keep the footage for a day, a week, a month, a year, that's how big your drive you need your drives to be. So.
Joe, switch.
Oh, whoops! I think I need to go for the P1.
This probably will work well.
No, don't use it. Get out of here. It's so shiny and new.
Taking away your fun.
Yes, Ryan says, is it a Mega Pro screwdriver? It is a Mega Pro screwdriver, and I got distracted by Tony. But the Mega Pro screwdriver is what Linus Tech Tips, they licensed this. They modified the ratcheting mechanism, and they Did some other modifications. They made like half style bits, but this one is like $35 to $40, and Linus's is $70 to $80 plus shipping to the U.S. And this is also a Canadian brand, but I like the bit storage better in this. I don't like the sliding carousel in Linus's ratcheting screwdriver, and I've looked at just about every ratcheting screwdriver on the market, to be honest with you.
And I believe that.
Yeah.
I do.
Listen to that. Oh, yeah. And you want a ratcheting screwdriver that has magnetic. Of course, this is actually attached to it, so it's not going to come off for my demonstration. So here we go.
Catherine's not in favor of our choices tonight. She says, ugh, why a P3? P3 is PCIe Gen 3, but the board can do PCIe Gen 4, so PCI 3 Plus is Gen 4 is a PCI 3 Plus. Ashley. Catherine, we're striking out with you tonight.
Well, I don't need it to be fast.
And we're not gaming.
No, I just need it to run Windows and run the operating system. But other than that, it's literally not going to do anything. Doesn't need to load a game fast. No, not yet. So the back of this has a little like heat sink pad thing.
Yep.
Maybe put one of these in. So this little guy goes into that little hole right there. See right there?
Yes, Joe. It's like same as in a NAS.
Oh, so you have done this?
Yes.
Slides in, see? And you're done. No, I'm just messing with
You
people.
push down and screw it in.
Ryan says the stream needs an obnoxious watermark that says not a gaming PC.
You want to read Bob's stuff too? And the rest of mine? In mine.
Bob says 125 to like 150, 170 megabytes per second on a spinning rust. I don't know what that means. I love the yellow one with stainless bits, Bob says.
Didn't Ryan say something about the LTT screwdriver?
He says it looks just like the LTT screwdriver.
Yeah, it's close, but they uh-oh. Sticky. Hold on.
There you go.
There we go. Did I put that on right?
Oh, Marquez says
Yes.
the 42U rack is gone. And it's swapped for an 18U sys rack cabinet.
So the wife got to you, Marquez? She made you take the rack out?
So Catherine says, next time you can ask me, I make you a part list that does not make me suffer, Joe. I do it for free.
Catherine, PC partpicker.com. Well, I'll probably be building more, so.
Marquez says, yes, the wife did get to him.
We had a lot of fun on those Zoom calls. Yeah, so Linus did make quite a bit of changes. He has a video on exactly what he changed, but the ratcheting mechanism is a little different. But this is a hefty screwdriver. Have you felt the screwdriver?
Oh, no, it is. It's got some beef
Yeah.
to it.
Do you use a ratcheting screwdriver?
I do.
Which ratcheting screwdriver might you use?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know the brand.
Really?
Yeah.
I figured it would be Milwaukee because Tony's a Milwaukee guy.
Nope.
Okay, we got the M2 NVMe Dilio in there. We've got our RAM. We've got our M2. We've got our RAM. We've got our CPU.
Yep.
We've got our cooler
Brackets.
mounts, brackets. I think we're getting to the place where we need to put thermal paste.
Like I said, I want to see your technique.
Let me see your tooth. It's time for your filling. Look at this little guy. I don't even know what brand. This is Arctic Silver 5. Okay, so people in the chat who know about this stuff. I'm sure Catherine.
And Jason will know.
Catherine's going to say this sucks.
But Jason's not here. He's showering.
This is Arctic Silver 5. And then I also have Noctua NT-H1 thermal paste. So
I would go with the Noctua.
the Noctua is not even open, and I have two of these little doohickeys. Let me just see if I unscrew. Do I unscrew this? What do I do with this thing? Pop it off.
So Zach is having a very, very hard time with your Coke can next to the exposed motherboard.
I agree, Zach.
What about the wine?
It's nowhere near. Oh, no, don't move it closer, Joe. Come on, Joe. It's nowhere near.
Should we do that? Okay, we'll move it a little bit away. Did anybody reply to about the thermal paste?
Is one of them Arctic Silver?
Yes.
She says it does not suck, but is conductive.
It doesn't suck. It's the first thing we've done that doesn't suck. Cringe.
Zach is having a problem.
Oh, cringe because of the wine and the soda.
Oh, Jason's back too. So.
Jason, we need your opinion. We need your opinion on Arctic Silver 5 thermal paste or NT-H1 Noctua thermal paste. This is an unopened box. I thought I had more Noctua in that other box I have that was open.
Jason says a single line down the center is perfect.
A single line? I was going to draw
and
Tony's
then,
face.
and then some people dot it, multiple dots. Some people say just one
Yes.
dot in the center. So that's why I'm curious to see your
Let's see what they say in the manual.
Jason says Arctic Silver also.
Jason likes Arctic Silver too. Okay, so I don't have to open the Noctua. So you have to figure out how to get this open. It says made in the USA too. So it says 5 dots on
It does.
So the cooler has there you go. The cooler shows 5 dots. I should really no, that's probably fine.
I thought you've used this before. How do you?
No, I haven't used these. I think I bought like several of them.
Jason says 5 dots, 1 line. It all works fine.
So Jason, I can't draw Tony's face.
Here, I'm not sure.
How do we get this off,
That
Jason?
would come right off. Oh wait, it spins off. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Ta-da!
Wow, we're morons, huh?
Rowan and Martin.
All right, so
Jason says if you really want to get technical, you'll use a credit card and spread it smooth over the whole CPU.
Who said that?
Jason. He said it spins off. Use
Yeah,
your
we
teeth.
got that, Jay.
Use your teeth, Marquez says. This really is. If I needed to fill a cavity,
It would work. Okay, come on.
all right.
Next stream.
That's the thumbnail. That's gonna be we're changing the thumbnail.
We have too much fun, folks, as you can see.
Oh my god. Okay, so should we do something like totally crazy just to piss everybody off?
Jason says in a thin layer, it's not peanut butter jelly time sandwiches.
So should we do dots?
You really don't want to do. You don't want to over.
Right.
So
You don't want to squeeze it out the
Yeah,
sides.
no. I would do. Let's just go with the.
5 dots?
Let's do with the. Or you could do the line like Jason, but don't draw my face.
Why?
Because it'll squeeze over. It'll be too much.
That's great.
It's amazing people are staying here. No, we're.
What are
building-
you all
we're
doing
building it.
here? All right.
So what'd you opt for?
I don't know. My hands are shaking. I can't do it. I'm nervous. Let's do one in the center.
That's it. Yep.
Okay. Oh, look, it's like a Hershey kiss.
Well, it looks pretty good.
You want some? Oh shit! Look at
Careful.
it swinging. Can you see that in the camera?
No.
No.
5 dots. Do it up.
Just
Jason says.
Go perimeter.
And Marquez says that they're still here because they actually like you guys.
Well, thank you. We like you guys too.
Jeremy says Hershey kiss or a poop emoji.
It's all about interpretation, Jeremy.
I think I put too much.
I think you did. Nah, it will be okay.
Did I put too much? I feel like if I yell louder, then they answer faster.
Let's see. Let's see what the crew says.
TVJ is leaving soon.
Why?
He says some of us have to work in the morning.
You should be here.
So do we.
Yeah, that's right. But not for our day jobs.
No.
Okay.
You ready?
Catherine says no.
Not too much, or no, just no to everything about this build.
Move the Coke, really, seriously. Remember,
nothing in it.
fans over the Ram.
Fans over Ram. Bros over fans. All right.
Actually, hold on.
What? That goes right onto these posts.
I know.
What's the problem? I took the paper off.
She said not too much.
I think those fans slide out because how are you going to get to the screws to tighten them down?
Yeah, you're right. But you can take the fan off after you put it on. That's
Right?
that's what the little thing is for.
That little thing.
Yeah, these come off like this.
Yeah, no,
Just
I know.
pop right off. But you can do it. You should be able to do it
you
after.
think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You should be able to do it after. Why does it say in the? No, now you got me second guessing.
See, it's showing it without the fans in there.
But it's already on at that point, no? Oh no, you're right. It shows it without it. Okay, we better take it.
the plastic, she says.
We did.
We did remove the plastic. We did one thing right. Oh, I'm not showing this. Hold on.
Do you want to? There you go.
We don't need to remove both.
No, it doesn't look. It shows it, but we don't have to.
Okay, we'll go back.
She says remove the fan.
Yes.
We should put on ultra low latency. Okay. Are we ready?
Careful.
Am I on that side?
No, hold on. Now you are.
Okay.
The camera angle makes it look like you're just wiggling it all around on there.
We are.
Jason says, wait, did you put the SSD drive in? Hold on.
Yes. We put the M2, the NVMe. Okay, I think could you let go for a second?
Yeah. Drum roll, please, Marcus says.
Marquez.
Marquez. Sorry.
Get it right.
I've never met Marquez because I was never in your Zoom calls following your streams. I think I came to one.
Yeah, well, it was date night, right? Oh, uh-oh. Is this actually going on?
It was. Did you move it? There you go.
There you go. It was date night with your wife.
Yes. Your Thursday nights used to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we moved it to Tuesday for Keith.
Right.
Jay wants to know what you guys are doing in the morning.
Well, we're going to go set up some Black Magic design and some other gear for someone locally in Connecticut. Tony and I are doing a joint setup for somebody for a live streaming gig. that just happened to work out. Every time Tony's up here to visit,
He puts me to work.
and he's not even up here for work. It just so happens that when he's here, things come up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'd rather work than have to talk to you." I see why they made this tool like this.
Got
you
it
can't
now?
really see that. See, it's because it's
Fits perfectly.
they can't see. Okay, we're just about there. Don't you have this strange feeling like we're forgetting something? Are there any more comments? Was Jason not worried anymore now that?
Yeah, he said he was showering. That's why he missed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, we did it. We got it.
We got it. We got it.
Fan back in.
Catherine backed you up.
Thank you, Catherine. Oh, wait a second. I think it's this way. No, wait a second. No, it must be
That way.
this way.
Yep.
Okay.
Snap it in place. There you go. What do we got left? The power supply
And graphics card.
and graphics card.
Yep. Okay. So we got fans. So like we were saying, we don't have a case. So this is, we're not going to get completely finished. Oh, look, they gave us some thermal paste. Deep cool thermal paste. What should we do next? I guess the graphics card. Or should we plug in? Maybe we'll plug in these. So these are the CPU fans. So usually on the motherboard you have CPU fan, which we do. Except it's on the other side. Can we,
So Jeremy says, while we're doing this, rendering my video now, but it will go live before the end of the day, meeting my daily video requirement. Unfortunately, it's going to be live before you guys get the beast to post.
the beast. Tell them don't worry about it.
Jason says the header is beside the CPU.
Yes.
Beside that cap.
Yep. Got that one. That wine smells good. I don't drink wine. I don't drink anything. I don't drink. But it says smell good. It smells,
Yeah.
it smells very grapey. Like,
Well, you like grapes.
I love grapes.
It is good.
What is it?
It's the one you bought for Tony.
I bought two.
Terrazas.
Terrazas. Okay, so we got both of those in. We've got both of those in. So, Tony, how
Joseph.
has this, the last time you built the PC was 2005. What's different so far?
Process is the same, parts have come a long way.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's one hell of a cooler. But no, it's,
Well, apparently it's not going to cool enough.
well, according to Catherine, right?
Yes. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's big enough. It's large enough.
Yeah. All right,
So,
graphics card.
we could do the graphics card.
Before you do the graphics card, because we were contemplating graphics card, no graphics card, graphics card, no graphics card. So talk a little bit about your decision to do the graphics card, but also why you could have gone without the graphics card.
Yes. So, Blue Iris Blue Iris can utilize an Intel CPU, well, really any CPU, but it prefers Intel CPU because it can use hardware acceleration. It also can use NVIDIA hardware acceleration from the graphics card, but also the AI code project.ai that we're using can utilize the basically the tensor cores of the GPU. GPUs are very good at machine learning and AI. They're often better than a typical, just a regular CPU. So that's why I went with it, and I got it for like $322 open box. If I could probably have run everything just on the CPU, but again, for future proofing, and well, not proofing, but expansion. That's why we did it.
I want to let Catherine know we don't have the case yet.
No, yeah, the case I have not ordered. We wanted to measure, and I'm guessing that the cooler is going to be the biggest part of this. Once we put the graphics card on in a minute, we'll measure, because I need to see if this looks, honestly, this might be bigger than a 4U.
Yeah.
This might be a 5U.
Or you may end up going with a
With a what?
not a rack case.
Oh, no,
I
I'm
know
going
you
with a rack
want to,
case.
but yeah.
No, I'm going with the rack. I mean, even if I had to go 6U, I would go with the rack case. I think I could get away with 5U.
I mean, basically. Yeah, 5. You'd get 5. You get away with 5.
All right, let's clear off some of this
Yep.
stuff. Let's try to keep the cooler stuff together because I think we may have to return it. So we'll put that there. This stays with my...
Jason says he's been building computers since 1997.
Jason's been building computers since 1997.
Remember the AMD K62s?
I don't. Do you remember that, Tony? AMD K62?
Marquez says, everyone stand back. They're about to light up that baby.
Not yet. We're
Not
doing
yet.
the graphics card first. Then we really need a drum roll. Now I need another soda for the graphics
I
card.
love it. Okay.
The red one. To match the wine. Please.
I'm good, hon.
No, I was saying please to mine. Okay. So again, this is the... Thank you. Oh, by the way, if you could, like both of our streams, whichever one you're on, you know, the whole helps the algorithm, etc. So this is the RTX 3060 12 gigabyte GDDR6. It's got 3 display ports and 1 HDMI. 3rd gen tensor cores, 2nd gen ray tracing. I think does this thing have? Yeah, I think it's got a little bit of RGB, which we don't care about because it's going into a rack case. But
Should we ask Catherine to weigh in?
Catherine,
Catherine?
is this gonna work?
Oh, you got it.
Oh, is there already?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We did inspect this in the store because
Yep.
this was the open box. I feel like this is like. Have you ever heard of Dr. Pimple Popper?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's like something you're watching that is like kind of cringe, but you can't stop. I feel like that might be how it is for
them?
Catherine approves. Yes, it works.
Tony,
Yes, sir.
what's in this envelope?
And the winner is... No.
Yeah, is this an Oscar?
Wow.
Wait a second. Why is that there? That's a tower. That's a rack.
You remember it's an open box, right?
Yeah, so someone put the... What the hell is that? Can someone tell me what...
And we didn't... These are not plants, you know. I know we like to be funny, but just wrong documentation. No. So this is...
Bob says doctor's capacitor popper.
No. Here's the quick user's guide. So,
You're going to learn how to use the GPU from that.
alrighty. Switch. Oh, you're going to show them first?
Yeah. have another anti-static bag.
By the way, Zach, his new bottle of soda, or his new can of soda, is right by his M1.
If you haven't tried the Coke Zero, what is this? Cherry Coke Zero.
That actually sounds good.
Lots of carcinogens, but very tasty. This is the GPU. It's a 2-fanner because it's the 3060, not the TI. Man, I can't get my bearings here.
There you go.
It's got these are DisplayPort, and then there's a single HDMI.
Bob says your mic is really really hot on crinkly noises.
Oh, sorry, Bob. I think that's, well, actually, the power supply is the only thing that might be crinkly. It is a little bit overkill, Marquez, but the AI that runs for Blue Iris is pretty demanding.
Yeah.
So, and there is a cover on this little, the PCIe slot, or not slot, the contacts for the PCIe. See, took it off. So, Tony, what do you think? Should we put it on?
Let's switch camera views. Let's see. Should we?
Is it still? Oh, it's still Tuesday.
Should we move and re-angle this?
Let's see. Can we? Yeah, it's probably
It's
okay.
all right.
Yeah, it's okay. All right. So. Oh. Gotta open that first. What's so funny?
Bob says the anti-static bag was fire.
There you go. You're in.
All right. I'm on the edge of the box here. There we go.
There you go.
Did you hear the pop? The snap, crackle, and pop? It's a wiggly. Let's put it back on the box here, because it's not actually in a case. That'll prop it. No, you gotta keep it like that. It just has to be wiggly. Once it's in a case, it won't be so wiggly. We'll just be gentle with it. Kind of hard to. We should kind of need to like prop this up. How about we use this? There we go. Prop it up a little bit so it's not so tipped. Not gonna. Okay. So that's in. It's a little bit dark because everything's black.
Bob says, please tell me you're not turning that on tonight.
Yeah, why not?
We planned on it.
Yeah, what the hell?
Especially when it's on top of a conductive plastic bag. Well,
Yeah, we should probably remove the bag and put it right on the box.
I mean, if we were doing this, technically we should be doing it on a workbench, but
oh yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of things we should be doing better. No, probably because it's almost midnight. Let's get this open. But we probably won't have time to. We're not gonna have time to install an OS or do anything like that tonight.
Marquez says don't use your Coke to put out the fire.
Don't use what?
Your Coke.
Why?
Kill the mute mic one so I don't kill them with the...
Oh yeah. We did that for you, Bob. Well, Tony did. I wasn't even thinking about it.
There we go.
What?
you have a fire extinguisher handy.
I have one somewhere around here.
All right.
I think I know where it is.
Yeah, Ashley will get it.
There we go.
Oh, in the meantime, hold on 1 second, Tony.
Actually, 2.
For those who, for those who were asking about the JAU, the Joe approved unit. There you go.
It's your power cord. Oh wow. What is... There's
Yeah,
a
the bundle of
cables.
Yep, this is a modular power supply, so they give you all the cables for your CPU and GPU.
Owner's quick start guide, owner's manual, whatever.
Tony, Catherine has offered to make you a parts list for your PC build if you'd like.
There you go. Thank you, Catherine.
And
Straps?
Marquez says we don't need no stinking parts list.
Who said that?
Marquez.
I miss you, Marquez. We don't need no stinking parts list. We'll do it live.
Bob says the JAU was invented February 20th of 2023.
Uh-oh.
It's like, oh yeah, here,
Plastic. I got
we'll
it.
meet it, Bob. Okay, so we got to show that. Go ahead, put it right up to the camera.
Oop. There we go.
Now this is a nice power supply, Catherine.
On-off switch right here.
What is
Actually-
that? What is that little switch? Oh, that's eco
Right
mode.
here. Yep, on-off switch right here, actually. Yep. And then, there you go,
Now what about the back? The best part.
the back.
This.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best part. It's upside down.
No, you got to get it so you can see it.
Bring it right up to the camera. Look at it.
No,
Right.
you can't see it that way. See?
Why? Well, it'll focus.
Because of the lighting. There. There.
Look at all those holes.
All those holes. Here you go.
This is nice. Ooh, smell that.
I do not talk about... No. What?
Like, smells good, right? Fresh electronics.
Joe's favorite smell in the world is fresh electronics.
I really do love that smell. You don't like that?
Yeah, it's okay. We did not do well. We are not.
Catherine, what's wrong with the power supply? It's 1,000 watts. 1,000 watts.
I mean, 850 would have covered it. We've just given us some headroom.
Yeah, it's 1,000 watts. It's gold. What's better than gold? I know platinum. I know there's platinum. But this one wasn't cheap.
No.
It's $189. Maybe that's her point, is that we cheaped out on the motherboard and we got a good power supply.
She says exactly.
1,000 watts. I'm sad that EVGA isn't making graphics cards anymore. 1,000 watts is way overkill. Now, in the Micro Center guy's defense, I did say that someday in this build, I might move to the 4000 series graphics card. And I do realize at that point I would need to do other, like I probably wouldn't use this motherboard. But, so, I did want a power supply that was a little bit more beefy. So I can't be too angry with the guy about that. Actually, we'll see how it works. Yeah, I guess we might be hard to see on there, but pretty much you have.
Yep.
You can't see it; it's on the other side. We have the motherboard,
Flip, spin it. So
power. Well, I'm showing you.
yeah, no, I know.
This is.
So you got your 24 pin.
Turn it.
Can you
It's hard
see
to
it?
see.
Yeah, it is.
Right here. This is what I'm talking about. That's your motherboard power.
Yep.
And then you have your CPU power. should kind of be 2 of those, huh? For this powerful of a CPU, huh? Maybe that's why Catherine is thinking this is not good.
Marquez says, when you're done with that old one, send it to me. That will make a great transcoder for my Plex server.
Okay. It's on its way. So the power supply. Oh, we have to get the. Ashley, would you mind grabbing me that little 16-foot measuring tape right there, please? So now we're going to measure this. Measure. Now this, the power supply should be able to be flat in the case. Because the cases I've looked at. Thank you. You like that little guy?
I'm impressed.
Why? Because it's Milwaukee?
Milwaukee.
Power supply should lay flat in the case. So, and those of you who are quick on Google, maybe you could tell us how many rack units. So first of all, the power supply is
3.5.
just under 3.5 inches. So that's, but this is going to be much bigger, much taller. So the graphics card is not going to be our issue. It's going to be the fan.
We're at
Figure
just
7.
shy of 7. Yep.
7, and at its longest,
1U is 1.75 inches.
okay, so we have 10 1/4, so let's figure 11 inches deep it needs to be, well, plus the power supply and fans and everything. What did we say? How tall? 7?
7, yep.
Okay, so 7 inches tall. How many rack units do we need?
And what was it, Ashley? What was the...
You need 4 rack units. It's 1.75 inches.
Does that
per
give us
rack
any
unit.
extra?
No, literally right to 4.
It's exactly 7?
Uh-huh.
What's the case that Tom was promoting the other day? I think it was 5U. Yeah, I might want to go with 5U in case I ever upgrade the cooler or make another change. 'Cause I mean, really, when it's down, if you're doing 4U, what's like an extra U in the rack? Oh yeah, standoffs, cases, hardware, metal thickness. Yeah, Bob was making some good points. Catherine says 4U case. I will trade you my Tesla K20. Catherine says 5U. Yeah, probably should go 5U. Well, I'm glad I did this because I had in my cart on Amazon, I had a 4U case that I was going to buy. But with this cooler, I probably would have to do like a water-cooled dealie if I was going to do, something that wasn't this high if I needed. But 5U is fine.
Yeah. So maybe we should stop here. No, as far as I kind of agree with Bob. Maybe we shouldn't fire it up.
No, yeah, I think it's probably smart. It's probably smart because I also would need to show what we're doing. I got to plug it into the ATEM, and we have to go get the drivers. We have to update the BIOS. We have to install Windows. I have to. Yeah, it's a whole process. So we can finish that tomorrow. No, once the case comes in.
So there you have it for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
night, Jay. Jay says good night. He's got to go.
Good night, Jay.
I don't know, Bob, what the case was that Tom Lawrence was promoting. I thought he was doing a 45 drives video. I didn't see a case he was promoting, but I could have missed it. Hook up an evaporative cooler. So does anybody have any other questions or comments? We'll stay on a couple more minutes. Thank you, Ashley, for being our question reader.
You're welcome.
And Catherine says with an AIU, you can go lower on the U. So, you got to do a little research.
Yeah. But, I mean,
cool,
the 5U is probably fine. I mean, I have enough
You have
space,
enough space in the rack?
Yeah. I do. Eventually, when I get a 6-foot rack, I can't fit a 7-foot, but I could get a 6-foot rack.
They had a nice one at Micro Center.
Yeah, that was a nice rack.
That was a nice rack. It was. Yeah, no, it was.
Wow.
Actually. It was a nice rack. And it's not what you're thinking, Ashley.
There's a lot of nice racks around there, wasn't there?
Actually,
It was
no.
actually a computer rack. a
Zero
server
racks in B&H.
But anyway. Well, that was fun.
Well, Bob's trying to find the rack.
Oh, okay.
You got 14 people still on your stream.
Yeah. 15 likes.
I have 15
cool.
likes.
Marquez says, "What's your Patreon?"
Jeremy's laughing.
I do not have a Patreon yet. For you, Bob says. This channel should be monetized, hopefully, within a month or two.
Yeah.
And my plan is to do the membership function with the channel. And then for people who want to get questions answered on Blue Iris, which there's lots of folks who ask lots of questions and email me with questions, and some people don't, like I do consulting on it, but some people don't have the funds to be able to charge, pay per hour on a full consulting fee, one-on-one Zoom call. So I'm probably going to turn on the membership option and then do like a regular live stream that we'll talk about Blue Iris, basically. We'll answer questions about Blue Iris. So we'll have, that's what it'll be for. I don't know exactly what the frequency will be, but I probably won't do Patreon. I'll probably just run it through the channel memberships option. Bob says it was Rosewell. Rosewell was one of the cases I was looking at. Silverstone was another one. TVJ says, "Oh, by the way, we have the exact same number of subs now, 768. Now I'm going to bed." Well, hopefully that doesn't keep you up, Bob. Jay. See?
Sean says, first time I ever walked into a Micro Center, it reminded me of my days visiting CompUSA. I was like a kid in a candy store. I have to tell you, go to B&H. If you think Micro Center was like being a kid in a candy store, wow. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Carl. So.
Yeah, B&H was amazing. B&H audio video. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So the other case was Silverstone, Bob. So Rosewell and Silverstone. Fry's. I remember Fry's. And I actually remember CompUSA. I remember Circuit City.
Yeah.
So
PC Richard, and there's still one.
There's
still one in Jersey.
There's one in Connecticut.
Is there?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's one about 25 minutes from here.
So, hey, since we're just about ready to wrap it up, and we still got a decent amount of people here, and we're streaming out to my channel as well, I just want to do a selfless plug.
Go ahead, yeah.
For my March 23rd live stream. If you're available at 8 p.m. on March 23rd, we're going to be doing an interview format live stream, and my guest is going to be Ashley from Capture to Concept, so I'm looking forward to that stream. So if you're available, put it on your calendars, March 23rd at 8 p.m.
Awesome.
Thank you, Tom.
I'll be watching. I will be watching.
Cool.
Well, thank you all for joining us. I know it's late. It's almost midnight here on the East Coast.
Yep.
And this was a fun build. Obviously, we're not super experienced with this type of stuff.
I have one question.
Oh, sure.
Who's Pat Sajak in this, and who's Vanna White?
Oh, I know them. Yeah, they're from this show with the big wheel.
That's not what I'm asking you. In this scenario right here, who's playing the role of Pat and who's playing the role of Vanna tonight?
Well,
let's not answer that.
Yeah. I mean, you're so tan, you can't be white. So
cool.
I'm moonburned. So So.
Nice job tonight.
Oh, thank you. You too, Tony. You too. Well, I hope you all had fun. A wheel of destruction.
Yes. So
And we will see you all soon. Like I said, hopefully we'll be doing streams through the membership function. Tony is doing his interview style streams.
yep.
There's a video this weekend, this
Yes.
coming weekend,
Yep. Saturday.
of our little trip to B&H. If you haven't seen B&H in New York City, so go check that out. Give a thumbs up to the stream on your way out if you wouldn't mind. And Jagadish V, thanks. Appreciate you joining. And we will see you all soon.
In the next video. Ciao.
Take care. I'm gonna go to Fade to Black. Because if you end it before you fade to black. I should have just put the JAU on it at the end. Okay, now we can do it.
I knew to wait.